Hello! Today I'll be taking a break from the usual format to have another look at Guild Wars 2, but specifically one of the things that happens in Guild Wars 2. Apart from killing animals and playing as a wildly underdressed lady, players can participate in events implemented as part of the game's fortnightly content update cycle. This week I'll be having a look at one of the game's latest implementations, the Twisted Marionette. The Marionette is, to keep the Guild Wars format alive, an undressed lady. However, rather than flesh and blood, this lady is giant and made of metal. She's got chains like a puppet and high heels like a lady. Or a man, do what you like, but she's a lady. Check out the cans, which are made of cans, or metal, whatever. So, the lore behind the Twisted Marionette is, in short, that Space Geppetto comes to Tyria looking for more metal to make the heels on his puppets higher. To facilitate this, he's made the Marionette, which he blew life into like he did with Pinocchio. Hang on, was it Geppetto that blew life into Pinocchio? Or was that God? I don't think it matters. Anyway, so basically he's added heels and chains and created a whole new fetish in BDSM toys. Tinkerbell blew life into Pinocchio. Oh no, Tinkerbell was in Peter Pan. Arse. Hang on, I've got to look this up. Pinocchio. Ah, it's online. Thank God for the internet. Okay, so it must be about here. Okay, so Jenna Jameson blew life into Pinocchio. Hang on, this is Pinocchio, play with my wood. And she's blowing something, but it's certainly not life into him. It's a funny old world where we have toy fetishes, but then the Japanese have tentacle porn and the Germans have fecophilia, so why shouldn't ArenaNet create giant sexy bondage puppets? So anyway, Space Geppetto has made his giant metal lady who's dropping out of the spaceship thingy in the sky and now has to engage in unlikely combat with groups of heroes. The event begins with 5 lanes which need to be manned by players where groups of mobs spawn and need beating down. Unfortunately, the placement of players within the lanes is left entirely to the players themselves. See the lane I'm in? Want to know why I chose it? It's because it's the closest to the waypoint, so I didn't need to run anywhere. This means that inevitably the lanes which are most popular will be populated with the lazy and the stupid, people like me. So as you can see in the event, there's plenty of running around in a big blob as per the Guild Wars 2 modus operandi. There's waves of mobs, there's AoEs, things die! Okay, so after running around outside for a little bit, each lane eventually gets a chance to run into the central area where they get to run around a bit more in a smaller blob and kill some champion thingies while Space Geppetto's mighty sex toy tries to stamp on you from above with her big stompy heels. Each group of players needs to complete this part of the event separately when their lane gets the opportunity to proceed, so a group of players, or more likely a horribly undermanned lane, can cause failure of the whole event. This does raise the critical question: why the funting arse do MMO bosses insist on fighting people in various stages where during some they're vulnerable? Also, why do they use waves of minions to gradually wear down assaulting heroes rather than just throwing everything in and overwhelming them in the first minute? In fairness, it would make the game pretty annoying if you just died every time you engaged a mob with no hope of ever winning the fight or progression, like having someone continually poking you in the back of the head, or anything with Rylan Clark in it. That's probably why we're being asked to suspend our disbelief while fighting this giant metal space lady. I'm still trying to suspend my disbelief that Rylan Clark can even leave the house without getting his testicles punched so hard they come out of his eyes. You go into the energy field, you break a thingy, and you're punted back out to your lane where it's, you guessed it, more waves of killing mobs, which I'll now speed up to hilarious tempo and accompany with yakety sax. So you fight and you fall, you take turn and turn in the central arena where you beat down the power systems and try to avoid getting stepped on and crushed like a puppy beneath an articulated truck, and by the end of your struggle and your strife you realise that you're not going to win the event. It's that anticlimactic feeling you get finding out that the girl you're copping off with is actually a dude, or watching Prometheus. It's the unmuted disappointment and shame you feel when your friends find that video on YouTube of you singing Barbie Girl into your hairbrush. It's what Rylan Clark must feel every day when he leaves his bed and looks into his stupid annoying face face, and then you die. I hope you weren't hoping for a happy ending here. There's no happy endings left, just a gradual entropy that sucks the life from around us and draws us into the cold, hard arms of defeat. Next week, puppies.